Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kyle Krieger here, and today I have a special guest with me, Torraine.
Hi, Torraine.
We're here, and we are going to talk today about allyship. So, Torraine is an artist, a singer, a musician, a model, supermodel.
No, I'm not going to claim that I'm a singer. I'm going to say that I sing on songs that I make.
And she's here today, and we are going to talk about how to be an ally to trans people. Torraine was nice enough to come here and assist us in this conversation because as a person who wants to be an ally, you also need to be doing your own research, reading your own books, Googling what's going on.
That's really important.
Yeah, and I am so happy you're here, so thank you.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, good.
I'm excited.
What type of characteristics did your close friends or the people around you embody that you felt like were most helpful?
Well, I think it's important for people to allow trans people the space to exist. Myself, I was more comfortable not being interrogated. You know, I started presenting differently, and if someone had a question I could answer, I would answer it. I think exploring gender nonconformity is important for everyone, and that could mean that you identify as trans or you're just gender nonconforming. And so I think my friends and the people I care about around me were really great at just letting me do whatever I wanted to do and being that's Torraine, you know?
Yeah.
I spent a year where I wasn't identifying as anything, I was just being a person, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, I feel like that would be freeing, right?
Yeah.
Especially when I feel like society is just so quick to put people in certain spaces and just oh no, that's what you are.
Yeah, it's really stifling. I mean, honestly, just live a life. I think that's really important to live a life and not categorize things so quickly.
Right. Okay, great. I love that. One thing I think is very important is to challenge anti-trans remarks, no matter who says them, in any public space.
That's really important.
Right. Even if someone could be LGBT, they could say something that is transphobic, and how important it is for someone to stand up and be that's not appropriate.
Right. I think that's a great thing to touch on, because I really do feel lots of people think of themselves as allies or call themselves allies just because they're friends with someone who's in an oppressed group. And just because you like your friend doesn't mean that you're an ally, because that's an active title. I've known people who call themselves an ally to me, but then will go laugh at some transphobic joke on Twitter or something like that. And that's the real issue, is that to call yourself an ally, or even if you just care about someone who's trans, you need to be standing up for them even when it's not directly about them specifically. Don't allow the space for that kind of dangerous rhetoric.
Yeah.
I think is really important.
It happens a lot, and I'll see stuff and I don't know whether to step in or not, and I'm just no, step in. Speak up. You have a voice, and sometimes being an ally means doing something that may not be popular or but you need to do it anyway, right?
And I think the concept of an ally is sort of, in most cases, being an ally means you have more privilege and more safety.
Yeah.
Not that you need to speak for someone, but if you see something messy happening, I think it's the role of an ally to make those spaces safe for the groups they should care about.
Yeah, of course. Okay, good. As an ally, I feel it's really important to know your limits. Do you agree?
I do.
Okay, do you want to maybe touch on how someone can know their limits?
Yeah, I think it's really important to listen to someone when they say you fucked up, or say that that's not exactly right, or whatever. I think people get so defensive because they're I'm your friend, how dare you suggest that I'm doing something that's not cool.
Yeah.
I'm your ally. But it's you're not really doing the work if you get that defensive that quickly, and I see that so often.
Right.
No one's allyship is impenetrable, you know?
I mean, setting aside your ego is the least you could do for the community that you're trying to help.
It's not that difficult.
Yeah, really, okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with correcting someone or taking that and being okay, I'll take that into consideration.
Is there anything that maybe you would want to say to any trans individual who is watching?
Something that I take really seriously is 41% of trans people in their lifetime will make a suicide attempt, compared to about 4% of the general population.
Wow.
And that number is really scary to me.
Yeah.
I've been there and had those thoughts before, and I know lots of people have. And so I feel my whole existence is to make sure those people understand that it's not, I think it's important for me to in my own way, try to help those people feel things are okay, or things will be okay, I guess. I've had some huge possibility models showed me that I can have some kind of existence in the world, and I don't take that representation for granted. I don't think I'm doing anything that's like gonna save the world or change the world, but like, you know, maybe I'll keep somebody alive who will do that work.
I don't know, it just makes me like adore you so much. Like, it's such a sweet thought and kind and genuine. And
thank you.
I could just make videos for people or do whatever is in my power to help someone who may change the world feel good enough or anything like that. You know, have self-worth and self-esteem. And when you said that, I was just like, wow, I want to, you know, embody that idea as well. Like it's really beautiful thought.
Yes, you can speak up for them, but I don't know. I think like my role in my life is to just talk directly to my communities and make sure like, you know, I can say something that will make them feel safe and okay to like move on in power so we can organize together.
Yeah. Okay guys, so thank you so much for tuning in today. And Torraine, thank you so much for coming and joining us. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're here. So you can find Torraine online, and I'm gonna put her Instagram right here, and you can go there and check out. She has an album out called Colonial. You can check out all her Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter and all that, right? They can find you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The album's on all the platforms, iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and all that stuff.
Okay, great. I'll put some links down below of additional reading that you guys can do about how to be a trans ally. And yeah, do your research. Get on Google and let's change the world. Okay guys, bye, see you soon.
Bye.